Hello and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Rocket Rabbit Commentaries playthrough on the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection. In Act 3 of Spring Yard Zone, we're going down a really steep slope first, a la Marble Garden Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And in this part, we're going to be taking on the third boss.
Now, is this the, this isn't the Electric Crab, no, but, this isn't the turret boss either.
This is the boss that destroys the platforms as the boss battle goes on.
Oh, the Spike Eggomanic,
The
right?
Spike Eggomate. The Spike Egg Mobile.
Okay.
Eggs.
Did you know that someone is actually attempting to stream low-quality versions of the Ed and Eddie episodes on YouTube now?
Yeah, and they're trying to do that with, you know, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Adventure Time. Oh my science. Don't scare me like that, Sonic.
You could have gone through there.
Do I trust the game? Do I trust myself?
It's the latter, isn't it?
Because, you know, even if you're standing on the edge of the platform, there's a crusher hazard coming in the, you know, just off of the line. You could still get crushed right there.
Yep.
Okay, breathe. Deep breaths now. Deep breaths. Okay. I'm safe here. I'm safe. And jump.
The slowest Orbitars. Orbitars, that's what they're called, Orbitars. Did you ever play either Kid Icarus or Kid Icarus Uprising?
Nope.
I did not either. Kid Icarus Uprising looks like to be a decent rail shooter, though.
Rail shooter.
I'm not actually a fan of rail shooters in general, though. I
mean, Kid Icarus, that was an NES game, right?
Yep.
An error that had escaped me. Early on, my earliest game console was Sega Genesis, actually. It was the very first one. I remember it had Lion King, Echo the Dolphin, which my sister loved playing, Sonic the Hedgehog's 1. Actually, no, it did take me a little while to actually get Sonic the Hedgehog 1, because I realized even as a child that I didn't like playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 all that much. Sonic doesn't have a spin dash for some reason, so it makes Sonic the Hedgehog 2 better. Right.
So speed choose does not actually increase the rate that this goes. Okay.
Nope, and I am absolutely chumping through my invincibility frames. And yep, it extinguished at the exact moment when I got hit.
If you had a spin dash, this wouldn't be a problem.
Alright, now I'm back. And forth. And back. And forth. Oh, screw you, Hidden Chambers. I'm done with you. Whee! Oh, just let me go. No, I've already been here. Just down. Then go. God. And this is why it takes me 5 minutes to complete this act.
Welcome to the Cloud Fails at Sonic the Hedgehog platforming episode 312. And in this episode, we're still in this crevice. We've gotten like 17 game overs now, and for the past 20 minutes, I've just been talking about Magic the Gathering instead. Did you guys see the spoilers for Ikoria? Man, Mutate looks confusing.
Watch out for the tickle shark. I don't know. Does Mutate really look that bad?
To be perfectly honest, I understand how Mutate works, but at the same point, there's going to be a lot of individual instances where Mutate is going to fuck over classic rulings buffs.
Well, okay, so the idea, as I understand it, is A, you need a creature that has the Mutate ability. Mutate is just an alternative casting cost, like Madness or what have you. Actually, I think Kicker costs also follow that category too. So, alternative casting cost A. Very specific type requirements in order to facilitate said mana cost, more specifically non-human type creatures, B, and you also need a really cool ability that drops when you mutate.
Actually, no. Two of those three were correct, but the first one was not. You do not need to be. You do not need to. You do not need to have the mutate keyword in order to be mutated.
But isn't that just like, well, the ability says you can cast it by discarding it, you can't just discard it for no reason?
Welcome to one of the main problems. When we know that we don't need to, we know we don't need to have the mutate keyword in order to be mutated, because there are several creatures specifically in black that have when this creature mutates attached to them without a mutate summoning cost.
Man, they're really going meta with these abilities.
Honestly, mutate looks like it's going to be really good in black and nothing else.
I mean, the mutate ability is only as good as the creatures that can mutate.
No, actually, the mutate ability is only as good as the creatures that you're mutating from.
See, that part escaped me. And we just talked over the entire third boss. He was unspectacular.
He went through 2 cycles and he died. Because that is what happens.
His main distinguishing characteristic is that there are only so many platforms on the boss battle. If you wait too long, then Dr. Robotnik is going to destroy every last platform and you will fall to your death.
And this is a case of our recording software not knowing which frame of the water to play. So it's playing all 3 of them.
Yeah, the emulator... Well, but that's a couple things. That could also be my video grabber doing that.
It could be. It's not. It's more or less a software issue, because your video grabber is trying very hard to rip the video as it's being played, and I promise the water effects here in pretty much any the water effects here whenever you're attempting to export them always end up looking like this shit.
Yep, pretty much. Welcome to Labyrinth Zone, by the way, everybody. This is the first level that introduces water, since we have to deal with crappy emulated shimmering graphics. Water will kill you if you stay in the water for too long, but fear not. If you find little air bubbles that spring up apparently out of nowhere, Sonic can get a breath of fresh air from only the very biggest bubbles that come up, and it resets your drowning timer.
Yes. Labyrinth Zone is canonically known as the worst level in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 due to its drastic decrease in speed and momentum, especially coming off of Spring Yard Zone, which wanted you to be all over and in the sky all the damn time.
So this is the level that eventually precipitated Aquatic Ruin Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that also had significant numbers. Well, this is mandatory underwater. There is no top path in Labyrinth Zone. You have to go down, which means that you have to go through the water. Aquatic Ruin Zone, it was an option. Hydrocity Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I think there were some portions that were mandatory underwater, but not nearly as many drowning hazards.
So you pronounce it as Hydrocity instead of Hydro City.
Because I have this very vague memory of as a child watching The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, where like some like weasel-looking dude with a suit was standing outside of a big fucking like water treatment plant-looking facility. He says, "Welcome to the Hydrocity."
Knack the Weasel was in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
He might have been. I'm talking like I don't even know if this actually happened. It's just it's one of those memories I had acquired of Sonic because you know, when I was a kid, like of course I wanted to stay abreast of everywhere where Sonic came up. I loved Sonic. He makes me smile. And meanwhile, I'm knocking into shit in my recording studio. Yes, get your oxygen up in case you haven't gotten it yet. Now go! Or do I really... Yeah, I really wanted that ring.
Well, it gets you to 50 rings, so now when you get hit here, you have an additional 50th ring in order to fetch away.
Now, some call me Johnny, who did Sonic Advance. Sonic Genesis, rather, which was the very terrible Game Boy Advance port of this game that had none of its charm and all of its flaws of being an inferior gaming engine. Those spike traps that swing around will probably hit you and reset your progress over and over again.
Yep. Mostly because they're on a different rhythm from when they are off screen than when they are on. Yep.
Not to mention that, and on the subject of rhythm, where you can memorize the rhyme and rhythm of the Sega Genesis games, ports not so much. Especially really shitty ports.
So the loud pinging sound, is that actually part of the soundtrack, or is that a drowning timer increase?
That's the drowning timer.
Okay.
You'll hear that chime about 4 or 5 times before Sonic actually starts drowning.
Okay.
And now they want to teach us early on that this is the main gimmick for Labyrinth Zone, is that at certain portions...
Sponge!
Very important... That's a cork. Very important portions of the level, actually, you will have water chasing you because the chamber is flooding. And of course, it would be in your best interest as an oxygen-breathing mammal to stay above the water for as long as possible.
It's an Orbinaut.
It's an angry Orbinaut. I love the enemies that, like, I mean, all of them have, like, googly eye faces. It is awesome, in my opinion. They look especially silly, like the Grounder variant, because Grounder's like, hey, I'm Grounder. Hey. I like drilling. And go!
Now, between Scratch and Grounder, who would you actually say is the better character?
Grounder. Well, they're like diametrically opposed personalities. Scratch is arrogant and assertive. Grounder is more subordinate and humble.
Okay.
And in the next part, we are going to be going through even more precipitors for Sonic the Hedgehog fandom.